It has been a while since I've driven anything this big. We'll see. Alright, it's day one in Port Huron, Michigan. Came in, well, I've been here a couple of days, not gonna lie on that. But it's my first weekday. My parents are at work. Driving my dad's big ass F-150 extended cab truck. It's been a long time since I've driven a pickup truck. Probably not since the early 2000s. So this is something to get used to, driving something this big after my little Euro car. Yeah, I'm on the way. I'm gonna go check out a beer store. Remember from the last time I was here 3 years ago that they had the guy kept a pretty nice selection of beer at the store. I actually used to deliver ice back when I was a delivery guy. I used to deliver ice to the guy's store, and when I was back there 3 years ago, I stopped in to buy some beers, and the guy still remembered me. It was probably more than 10 years since I'd been a delivery guy at that place, and the guy still remembered me. That's something I kind of miss from over here, is people saying hi to me all the time. I haven't seen them in 15 years, but they somehow still remember me. But yeah, there's a couple of stores in my hometown, or in and about my hometown, that keep pretty decent beer selection. Yeah, so a lot of there's a party store on every corner in my hometown, but a lot of them are really small shops. They keep some Founders and some Bells, the kind of, they got the Centennial IPA and the All Day, and they got Bell's Lager and stuff like that. But for the most part, a lot of them don't keep anything like the really small breweries, Michigan breweries. I went to the one down the road from my parents' house, but it's pretty crazy. When I was growing up here, you could get all the stores were just wall to wall. Miller, Coors, Budweiser, and we had Molson Canadian, because we're on the border, and that was all you could get. You could get Two Hearted, I think, and in the summer you could get Oberon from Bell's. Those were about the only craft beers, and now there's hardly even half that space devoted to Budweiser and Miller, and that it's all craft beer. It's pretty cool, especially for a town as small as mine. All right, anyway, I'm gonna concentrate on driving here in the snow, so I'm gonna pop this off, and maybe I'll turn it back on in the store, and maybe afterwards. So. Well, as with just about every time I come over here, I went pretty overboard. I think I just bought about 25, 30 beers. And, you know, it's too much, but, you know, I don't get over here too often, so, and it's all the beers are new to me. So it's a bad combination. It's also a lot cheaper in Denmark. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get home, driving home right now, and then I'm gonna do a breakdown. Maybe I'll do a little unboxing. Hey guys, just got back from my first beer trip, my first beer foray out into the world. I don't know how much of my dash cam video that I shot is gonna make it, so I haven't looked at the footage yet. But I went to a place in my hometown that I know has good beer. Guy keeps a good selection of beer, so I just thought that I would show some of it, because I was even more impressed than I was last time. But I ventured out. I don't know. Hopefully you can see. It's snowing outside. We're supposed to get a decent amount of snow, so I thought I'd stock up, you know. I'd stock up a little bit. But let's see what I got in my first trip out back in Michigan. This one I've been hunting. I had to go to 2 stores to find it, but it's Founders Azacca, and this is their seasonal. They brewed it recently, I'm pretty sure, but it's yeah, Azacca hopped Founders beer. I'm excited to try that, because nobody really brews with Azacca, and no commercial breweries are really brewing with Azacca in the US or in Europe right now. So I got a whole 6-pack of that, because I guess it's Azacca, so it's got to be good, right? And then I was also really excited to get some bee nectar. So this is Stupid Man Suit, and this is their hard cider with cherry, raspberry, and black currants in it. Really excited. I really want to get down to bee nectar, because I'm kind of into meads and ciders right now. So I want to get down there and see their place. But I also got Dwarf Invasion, which is their hopped mead. So I've only ever had a couple of hopped meads, and I wanted to make sure I tried that. And then last time I was back was almost over 3 years ago, and I wasn't really much into sour beer or wild beer back then. So one of the breweries I really wanted to pay some special attention to was Jolly Pumpkin. So this place had Jolly Pumpkin that would make some of the best beer stores in Europe jealous. So I ended up getting 2 big bottles, and they're really expensive. I mean, for, you know, by Michigan standards, I think this one was $16 and this one was $17. But this is the one. This is, geez, I can't even remember what I bought. They were the ones that sounded the coolest. This is a Michigan sour beer, and then this one is with just a bunch of fruit in it. And I'll talk more about Jolly Pumpkin, I think. I also like to try and get there to their bar. They got a bar nearby here in Ann Arbor. So those were my really big purchases, and then I just kind of went crazy on pick and mix. You know, this place, they let you. They have like a cooler where you can just take, you know, single bottles, and then they just have 6-pack holders behind, and you fill them up. And I went up to the counter with my first, you know, I picked out 6 out of that cooler, and then I asked the woman, I said, you got any other, you know, is it just pick and mix in that one cooler back there? And she goes, oh no, you can just break up any 6-pack you want, you know, any 6-pack, you can just break them up and take them. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have to go back. So I left all my stuff up at the counter, and I went back and got a whole bunch more out of the other 6-pack things. So I like trying a lot of different stuff, but I had to get this. This is crazy. This is Dragon's Milk from New Holland. and it's probably the first barrel-aged beer I ever tried. They've been making it for a long time, and it's yeah, big milk stout aged in bourbon barrels. And this is they started doing variants, and so this is Dragon's Milk Reserve Bourbon Barrel Stout with raspberry lemon. That's weird. Oh, here's another bee nectar. I got the Mutant Killer Zombie Manhattan Project. That's Zombie Killer is my favorite from them. They're my favorite sicer, so that's a variant to that. Greenbush is a brewery I don't know a lot about. They're a Michigan brewery. I got the Doomslayer ale brewed with maple sap, and the maple shall make you happy. Sounds interesting. I bought mostly depending on if it sounded interesting. Car Ramrod. I love I like the reference. That's a black Citra Pale Ale. That's also pretty cool. This is an orange mocha beericino from Oddside. They make a lot of weird beers. They made a beer I tried last time, and I thought that it was going to be the worst thing I'd ever tried in my life. It sounded awful, but I bought it anyway because only like $1.50, and it turned out to be amazing. It was like it's like a coffee blonde or something, like a coffee Belgian blonde. This is a beer brewery, Griffin Claw. They're out of Birmingham, Michigan. I never heard of them before. They must be pretty new. But this is a gateway. This is a session IPA. I bought it because I actually bought quite a few pretty high ABV beers, so bought something sessionable. And then Shorts Brew. They're a Michigan brewery that we can't get in Europe, so I really wanted to try some of their stuff. This is Space Rock Pale Ale. And I got Good Human Ale, which is a dry hop double brown ale, which I love hoppy brown ales. S'mores Stout, which that sounds, how do you pass that up? And I got Cat's Pajamas, which is a double IPA with blood orange and guava. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I think that's it. But I got a lot of beers. I think the woman thought I was out of my mind because I kept going back and picking out bottles and pouring them out, and when she rang it all up, she looked at me like I was gonna flip out and take it all back. But I mean, I couldn't have gotten even a quarter of this much beer for the price in Denmark, so I'm pretty happy. I'm very happy with my purchase, and there'll be more. And I'm gonna start drinking some of these, and the ones that are worth it, I'm gonna try and do videos on. Yeah, so that's my first day here, and of course I spent it buying beer. And thanks for watching. I hope that you'll keep watching. I'm gonna try and do a video at least every other day about what I'm doing here. Just even maybe more so for myself. You know, nostalgia of being home, and you know, if you want to watch them, that's awesome. They're all gonna have beer in them probably, but I'm gonna do some stuff around town. I'm gonna go visit my brother here in he lives in Kalamazoo. I'm going in a couple days to visit him, and we're gonna go to a lot of breweries. It's got like a dozen breweries in Kalamazoo. But all right, if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. I will be putting out a lot of videos, so sorry not sorry, I guess is a thing they say here now. Cheers guys. Oh, I should have opened one of these, so well, cheers anyway. Later.